I work in the funeral industry. I'm the guy that sets up the tent and makes the hole look pretty. Install the lowering device and put the fuzzy covers on the chairs. Well, I had finished up, and I guess we're waiting for the family to come along. This this particular graveyard, I guess it hadn't been used in 7 years. The last person buried there was the man's grandson that we were burying that day. Um, Grandson was on the other side of the graveyard, surrounded by relatives that long passed. This was way up there, gonna say somewhere in Webster County. I know where it was. I'm not gonna say. I'm not gonna use any names, but um, what I will say is some of the stones have got to be late 1700s. And as I'm sitting there waiting for the family to arrive to have their funeral, some fellers came down a little early. I guess before the get together, they were doing um, some kind of function, some kind of something going on down there for the funeral. And one of the other guys came over to the boy's grave. I call him a boy. He was mid 20s, and he he was telling a buddy of his about what happened, how this young man died. And he was going on about him liking to explore in the woods with his four wheelers, and I guess they'd gone off somewhere they shouldn't have been. And those damn wild men ambushed them. I'm thinking to myself, wild men, wild men ambushed them. Now you got to figure, okay, back in these hills, the boy that died, I call him a boy, he was mid 20s, but him and his buddies on four wheelers probably knew the area, knew what to do, knew what not to do. They were probably heavily armed. What could ambush and kill three of them? What could do that? Wasn't a bear. And what exactly is a wild man? Well, I know what that means. He knew what that meant. And I was sitting on a bench, kind of overhearing the conversation he was having with his buddy, talking about how, you know, officially it was a four wheeler accident. Four wheelers were involved, but there was no accident. And I guess you just kind of have to go along with the official story sometimes. Because sometimes, the truth is stranger than fiction. And what really happened was, is this young feller and a couple of his buddies, well, they were probably going to look for a good hunting spot where nobody else goes, and they know, no, nobody goes to that hill over there. No, nobody goes down to that holler, so why don't we give that a try? Go over there, and maybe we can get us a good spot. And how do you ambush three armed guys on four wheelers? I mean, if it was a human ambush, you'd have to outnumber them. You'd have to surround them. You know, maybe 6, 7 guys, 7 men could probably successfully ambush them and not have one escape. Bears, probably more than that. What could ambush three young men riding four wheelers quick through the, well, all I can say is that there's a reason why people just don't go in certain areas. There's a reason why certain areas are called certain things, and if you pay attention and listen between the lines, you might learn a few things. And you might figure out a couple things that, well, you didn't really want to know. And all I know is that feller died in a four-wheeler accident. And it was because of those damn wild men that live down in that holler where nobody goes.